That really is the X factor in taking people to greatness in their careers. There's so many people that have great products. They work for great companies. They've got a great slide deck. They've got a great presentation. But when you talk to them and when they're in your office, it's like a snooze fest because they haven't mastered the art of communication, which is why, shameless plug, the next product that I'm working on putting on the portal is all around power speaking, right? All the little things that you can do to put more energy in your voice, right? To be a better speaker, just simple little things, because that has a big deal. As my South Boston mother used to always say, as she smoked the long cigarettes, Matthew, life isn't fair. And I'm sorry, but life isn't fair. Right? Sometimes the person that can articulate their message, most of the time, ends up getting the deal. It's not the best company that wins the deal. It's for sure not the best price that wins the deal. Most of the time, it's the person that really understands the situation. Right? And we went through that in a private yesterday. I don't know if Dave's on the call today, but like I gave some examples of a contractor that was also a pastor at his church, and all the business for the contracting company was coming in from the church, right? When you can practice how you can articulate, and Dave texted me, he's like, dude, this is really weird because I just closed a deal 3 hours ago that was a contractor that was also a pastor at his church, and that's the problem. How the hell did I know that was the problem? Because I think about this stuff and I work on articulating it. I work on being able to deliver my message. And with, like Jason, with you, with us, a lot of us have really complicated products. And we think it's all about bits, bytes, blinking lights, and I'm going to bring in my SME and my support personnel, and I'm going to have a SWAT team of people in my demo. No disrespect, but most of the time when you do that, you end up hurting your deal. Because the person that can take a really complicated scenario, like what you deal with, Jason, and explain it in terms that a third grader could understand it, because you've explained it 57 times on videos before, that's going to be the person that wins the business, right? Not the person that's like, and now if we turn to page 42A, you can see our pivot table of how our returns are 3.9% better. Right? Guys, what's most important that we got to accomplish on this? Really worried about turnover. When you say turnover, what's going on? Right? Because of the fact that you said that, what I'd like to do is I'd like to just skip right into that, because that sounds like a chief problem that we got to get out of the way before anything else. Right? Here's based on, I'm fast forwarding, but based on everything you guys told me with the turnover issue, I want to let you know, even though it's a bad situation, I've seen worse. And this is something that I see quite often. And as I listen to what you guys told me with the turnover situation, this sounds right in alignment with how our XYZ product can help. Does it make sense for me to get over a quote and get this implemented so we can take care of this issue right now? Yeah, it does. Thank you so much. High five, right? You don't need a solution engineer. I told this years ago, that story of Alex, God bless him, when I worked for Vertifor, the big software conglomerate with insurance companies, and I had to bring Alex wherever he's at in the world. He was a drummer. He was a big fan of the Foo Fighters. Super nerd. Smartest guy at the company. And I had to bring him to all of these insurance companies because we were upgrading this document management system to the tune of like $3.6 million. And at Alaska National, which we had to go all the way to Alaska, the CIO of the company goes, so how does the new software work? And Alex was like, I've got it, and literally went into an hour presentation. And he was like, that's a lot to think about. Guys, can you swing back out in June? What are we going to say? It's a $3.6 million deal. Sure. And I'm like, I got to be on an airplane for 9 hours because of that. And our next stop was Safeco Insurance in Seattle, because we were working our way across, right? And as you come down, it's actually down, you don't go over any water, but down through Canada, no, whatever, I'm not good at geography. We dropped right into Seattle. And I'm like, Alex, please, I will buy you Foo Fighter front row tickets. If they ask how the software works, let me answer the question. And I grabbed this pen, it was actually a highlighter, and I'm like, I'm going to hold this. This is the baton. When I hand you the baton, you can talk about bits, bytes, and blinking lights. When I put my hand out, hey, Alex, can I borrow your pen? That means stop freaking talking. And he was like, well, I can't do that. I'm an SME. I'm a subject matter expert. And I'm like, Alex, yo, you like Foo Fighters, don't you? He's like, abso-freaking-lutely, right? And I'm like, you want to go to Foo Fighters in Atlanta, your hometown, front row? I knew Alex was single because he was Alex. I won't get into that. I'm like, I will buy you, I don't care what it costs. Dead center, front row, Foo Fighters ticket if you just do this for me at Safeco. He's like, abso-freaking-lutely. I don't care if I get my job. I'm like, sure enough, Safeco Insurance. They're like, how does the new software work? And I see Alex start to move. And I was like, works great. Cool. Let's sign up. Right? And I'm not saying all your deals go that quickly, but when we spend all of our time pitching and not our time figuring out what's going on with their company, you end up getting into these long, lengthy demos and discussions, and the person always says what they said at Alaska National. This is giving me a lot to think about, you know, let's table this until June, right? We're making our life too difficult. Slow the process down in the beginning. And then when you can articulate that you understand their situation, they might ask you, how's it work? And I'm giving you permission to go, works great. Cool. What's the next step? Now they're closing you. We're going to send over the contract. You guys, if you have any red lines, let me know. Otherwise, just go ahead and sign it and we'll be off and rocking and rolling. Awesome, man. Great to see you guys. Enjoy the rest of your time in Seattle. Let's cut this meeting short.